Srinivas Kaveti again, signing in from New York, US. Today's topic, we're going to talk on a general power of attorney and a specific power of attorney. A general power of attorney is governed under the federal law, CFR, in US, and specific power of attorney. What is a general power of attorney and a specific power of attorney? A general power of attorney is a power given by any person to a specific person. It could be revocable general power of attorney, irrevocable, and same as specific power for specific power of attorney, revocable or irrevocable. What does it mean? Revocable means which can be revoked, which can be cancelled. Irrevocable means you cannot cancel it. It could be for a term, it could be for unlimited time, and most of the times if you want to appoint somebody as a power of attorney, you do it for a specific purpose, like buying a property or paying the municipal tax or representing you in the court of law, for doing a specific act. It's called a specific power of attorney. And most of the times we get calls from overseas, especially from India. They're saying that somebody wants to convey the property. Can they convey the property based on a specific power of attorney? The answer is yes. And can you sell a property based on a specific power of attorney? Yes, if it is get registration done in India. But can you just convey a property without recording or registration with just a specific power of attorney or a general power of attorney? Supreme Court decision in India says no. Conveyance cannot be done just by yourself, being a power of attorney. And the question here is, in American law, if somebody wants to execute a power of attorney in India, it has to be notarized before the Consulate General of United States. Once you execute it, that becomes a valid document that can be enforced, that can be executable in America. And so is same thing in America. If somebody drafts and makes an appointment of specific power of attorney in India, then the person with an Indian origin have to go to the Indian embassy, get it notarized. Under the international law, that becomes a valid document, because under the international law, when you go to the embassy or a consulate of that particular country, that means under the extraterritorial law, you're executing a document before that particular government, before that sovereign. That becomes a valid document. These are procedural issues, and every country has got its own procedures, internal procedures. Sometimes the general power of attorneys, specific power of attorneys has to be notarized. Some countries require recording of it. Some countries require paying a stamp duty and registration. So every country has got its own registration requirements, paying of stamp duty requirements, sometimes even recording the documents. So check it out with the local lawyers. This is the general overview of general power of attorney or a specific power of attorney. And don't consider this as a legal advice. Contact a competent local lawyer. And because every country has got its own territorial law, in terms of conveyance of property or appointing somebody for a certain duty, even running a business, that again comes under the corporate law, and running a partnership, running a company, or doing a specific act, appointing you. So how this get terminated? Many times we get questions saying that the person who has executed a power of attorney, the man who has executed it has died. Will that power of attorney still valid? The answer is no. When I have executed a power of attorney appointing B to collect rents or represent me, if I die, the power of attorney dies. Many times there's a misnomer saying that if the person is dead, the power of attorney is still valid. The answer is no. It dies with the person who has executed it. And two, if the person who has executed the power of attorney, if he revokes it, that if he cancels it, that means he has to give a notification to the whole world, and he has to notify the person whom he has been appointed, notify that person and let the whole world know, give a publication saying that there was a power of attorney. Let's say if I have appointed B as my power of attorney, I give a notice to the B specifically, and two, I give a publication in the newspaper saying that I'm terminating the power to the B. That's called revocation or cancellation of specific power of attorney. publish it in the whole world, then it becomes a valid. And if I die, that becomes invalid, general power of attorney or specific. So most of the times we get calls saying that, is there a procedure of cancellation? Yes, the way it is drafted, it has to be cancelled. Sometimes it has to be notarized. Sometimes it has to be published. Sometimes it has to be recorded. So every country has got its own requirement. Check it out with the local lawyers, competent property lawyers, or people who practice succession, inheritance, and estate planning. Protect your rights. And this is not a legal advice, only for education and information purposes. If this is informative and if it benefits you, please give us a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family. And if you have any comments or any questions, leave it below. We will answer your questions and comments, and we will come up with more educative videos like this. Please be tuned. Thank you very much.